Hello my friends, you're welcome to solve this long equation which is 1 over 7 to the power of 4x minus 1 plus 1 over 7 to the power of 5x minus 1 plus 1 over 7 to the power of 6x minus 1 is equal to 1 over 7 to the power of x plus 1 plus 1 over 7 to the power of 5x plus 1 and plus 1 over 7 to the power of 6x plus 1. In the first step, in here we have 1 over 7 to the power of 4x minus 1, right? And from exponential rule, we can write this denominator as 7 to the power of 4x times 7 to the power of negative 1, right? And this is equal to 1 over 7 to the power of 4x times 1 over 7 to the power of negative 1, right? And 1 over 7 to the power of negative 1 is 7, right? So it will be 7 times this, times 7 to the power of 4x, right? So we can write this 1 over 7 to the power of 4x minus 1 in this form, right? And for this two fraction, also we can write in this form. And in here we have 1 over 7 to the power of x plus 1. So we write in here 1 over 7 to the power of x plus 1. And from exponential rule, we can write this denominator as 1 over 7 to the power of x times 7 to the power of 1, right? And this is equal to 1 over 7 to the power of x times 1 over 7, right? 7 to the power of 1, it will be 7. And in here, also we can write this as 1 over 7 times 1 over 7 to the power of x, right? So from these two fractions, we rewrite this equation and it will be in here. In here, this is equal to this 7 over 7 to the power of 4x and plus. In here, we can write this in this form and it will be 7 over 7 to the power of 5x, right? Also, for this fraction, we can write this as 7 over 7 to the power of 6x, right? So in here, 7 over 7 to the power of 6x is equal to, and in here, this is equal to 1 over 7 times 1 over 7 to the power of x plus, also for this is equal to 1 over 7 times 1 over 7 to the power of 5x, right? So we're writing here 1 over 7 times 1 over 7 to the power of 5x and plus, also for this it will be 1 over 7 times 1 over 7 to the power of 6x. 1 over 7 times 1 over 7 to the power of 6x. And in next step, from this side, we factor 7 and it will be 1 over 7 to the power of 4x plus 1 over 7 to the power of 5x and plus 1 over 7 to the power of 6x is equal to, and for this side we factor 1 over 7 and it will be, in here we have 1 over 7 to the power of x plus, in here 1 over 7 to the power of 5x and in here 1 over 7 to the power of 6x. And in next step, we multiply both sides of this equation by 7. So we multiply by 7 and this times 7, it will be 7 times 7, it will be 49 times this, right? 1 over 7 to the power of 4x plus 1 over 7 to the power of 5x and plus 1 over 7 to the power of 6x is equal to, and here 7 times this will cancel and it will be 1 times this, right? So it will be 1 over 7 to the power of x plus 1 over 7 to the power of 5x and plus 1 over 7 to the power of 6x. And in next step, we multiply both sides of this equation by 7 to power of 6x. So it will be 49 times this times 7 to power of 6x, it will be 7 to power of 6x over 7 to power of 4x, right? And plus 7 to power of 6x over 7 to power of 5x and 7 to power of 6x over 7 to power of 6x is equal to, also this multiplied by 7 to power of 6x, it will be 7 to power of 6x over 7 to power of x plus 7 to power of 6x over 7 to power of 5x and plus 7 to power of 6x over 7 to power of 6x, right? And it will be 49 times, from exponential rule, we can write this as 7 to power of 6x minus 4x, right? And it will be 7 to power of 2x plus 7 to power of 6x minus 5x. It will be 7 to power of x and plus this is equal to 1, right? Is equal to, and here it will be 7 to power of 6x minus x. It will be 7 to power of 5x and plus 7 to power of 6x minus 5x. It will be 7 to power of x, and this is equal to 1. And in next step, we let 7 to power of x as t. So we rewrite this equation and it will be 49 times this is t square, right? 7 to power of x to power of 2, right? It will be t square plus this t plus 1 is equal to this is t to power of 5, right? T to power of 5 plus t plus 1. And as you know, t cube minus 1 is equal to t minus 1 times t square plus t plus 1, right? And here we have this part, and for make t square, t cube minus 1, we should multiply this by t minus 1, right? So in next step, we multiply both sides of the equation by t minus 1. So it will be in here, we multiply by t minus 1 and it will be 49 times this times t minus 1, it will be t cube minus 1, right? So we write in here t cube minus 1 is equal to t to power of 5 plus t plus 1 times t minus 1. And it will be 49 times t cube minus 1 is equal to t to power of 5 times t, it will be t to power of 6 minus t to power of 5 times negative 1, it will be t to power of 5 and plus this times t, it will be t square and minus t, 1 times t, it will be t and minus 1. And here this will cancel this and it will be 49 times t cube minus 1 is equal to t to power of 6 and minus 1. And here we have negative t to power of 5 plus t square, right? And in next step, we take these two parts together and these two parts together, and it will be 49 times t cube minus 1 is equal to t to power of 6. We can write t to power of 6 as t to power of 3 to power of 2, right? And minus 1, and we can write 1 as 1 to power of 2. And for these two parts, we factor negative t square, so negative t square, and this divided by negative t square, it will be t to power of 3, and this divided by this, it will be negative 1. And in next step, we have 49 times t cubed minus 1 is equal to, in here, we have difference of 2 square, right? T cubed to power of 2 minus 1 to power of 2. And we can write this as t cubed minus 1 times t cubed plus 1, right? And minus t squared times t cubed minus 1. And next step, we take this to this side, and it will be, in here we have t cubed minus 1 times t cubed plus 1 minus t squared times t cubed minus 1, and we take this to this side, it will be negative 49 times t cubed minus 1 is equal to 0. And next step, we factor t cubed minus 1, and it will be, for this part, we have t cubed plus 1, and for this part, we have negative t squared, and for this part, we have negative 49 is equal to 0. And it will be t cubed minus 1 times t cubed minus t squared, and 1 minus 49, it will be negative 48 is equal to 0. And here we have two solutions for t. T cubed minus 1 is equal to 0, and t cubed minus t squared minus 48 is equal to 0. And here t is equal to 1. And from here, be careful that from this equation in here, we multiplied both sides of this equation by t minus 1, right? So in here, we add t is equal to 1 to this equation answer, right? In here, we didn't have t minus 1, and we multiply both sides of this equation by t minus 1. So in here, t minus 1, we add this condition, t minus 1 should not be equal to 0, and t should not be equal to 1, right? Because we multiplied these to both sides of this equation, right? So in here, our condition for this t minus 1 is that this should not be equal to 0. So in here, t should not be equal to 1, and we reject this answer because we add this answer to our equation, right? So in here, we have t cubed minus t squared minus 48, and we can write this as t cubed minus t squared, and negative 48, we can write this as positive 16 minus 64, right, is equal to 0. And we take these two parts together and these two parts together, and it will be t cubed minus 64. We can write 64 as 4 to power of 3, and for these two parts, we factor negative 1, and it will be negative t squared minus 16, right, is equal to 0. And it will be, we can write this as t minus 4 times t squared plus 40 and plus 16, and minus, in here we have difference of 2 squared, and we can write this as t minus 4 times t plus 4, right, and is equal to 0. And we factor t minus 4, and it will be t minus 4, and for this part we have t squared plus 40 plus 16, and for this part we have a negative t plus 4, right, and negative t plus 4, it will be negative t minus 4, right, is equal to 0. And it will be t minus 4 times t squared, 40 minus t, it will be 3t, and 16 minus 4, it will be 12 is equal to 0. And here we have two solutions for t. T minus 4 is equal to 0 and t is equal to 4. And here t squared plus 3t plus 12 is equal to 0. And we use quadratic formula, and the discriminant formula in here is b squared minus 4ac. And discriminant is, from here, a is coefficient of t squared is 1, and b is coefficient of t is 3, and c is constant is 12. So it will be b squared, 3 squared is 9, minus 4ac. 4 times a times c, it will be 48, right? 48. And 9 minus 48 will be negative 39. And this is less than 0, so in here we have no real solution, so we reject this equation, and we continue by t is equal to 4. So we recall this in here. T is equal to 7 to the power of x. So we recall, we write in here, t is equal to 7 to the power of x, and t is equal to 4, right? So 4 is equal to 7 to the power of x. And next step, we apply log of base 7 to both sides of this equation, and it will be log of 4 to base 7 is equal to log of 7 to the power of x to base 7. And from log rules, this is equal to x, right? If we have log of a to the power of b to base a, this is equal to b, right? So in here we have log of 7 to the power of x to base 7, and this is equal to x, and from here x is equal to log of 4 to base 7, 4 to base 7, and this is our final answer. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.